I was going to dive right in. If you could just speak to the team, what it's been like, what your read of the room is. And I also wanted to ask you specifically about Joe. You're not going to have a head coach who's younger than you are. Just some impressions or anything you can share with us about him.
Yeah, obviously, just shocked with everything that went down, and but ready to, just kind of move forward, with our group all summer, just been waiting on this opportunity, to get back, start training camp and get the season going, and learning from last year, but putting it behind us, and now we're finally here. So tomorrow, first practice. It's exciting, and as far as Joe goes, excited for him, excited for this opportunity. He's somebody that we all respect, and that we're going to be rallying behind him, and we're going to really put in the time and the work to get this done.
Al, for you personally, how are you feeling? This is your shortest off season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are you feeling physically, and do you anticipate that this season will be a different approach to get you ramped up for what you hope is a deep playoff run?
Yeah, John, I feel pretty good. After the long playoff run, took some time off, but then we started to work. Got after it pretty. Really make sure that I prepare myself. To have a full season. I feel great physically. I really put in a lot of time, this summer, just working on my game and in the gym, and staying after it in that regard, and yeah, for just being ready there for the group, being ready to go through the season, and yeah, just preparing my body, and just nothing different. Just expected to have another season, playing a lot of games, and getting ready, once we reach that point to the playoffs. So,
do you anticipate playing like back-to-backs early on?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I've prepared myself in the off season to be in these positions to play. That's what I'm about, and I expect to be playing.
Derek just said that when he came here that you were the leader in the locker room, and you guys obviously had to do a lot to figure out how to make the whole leadership dynamic work to get the team on the same page last year. So now that you guys are losing your coach suddenly, and a coach that didn't seem like anybody really wanted to lose before this happened, what do you feel like your role specifically is to try to rally this team together and make everybody be on the same page?
Yeah, it's just for me, it's continuing to do what I do, and it's helping the group, and not only myself. We have a lot of our guys. They understand how we need to come together and move in the right direction. So we have we have some young guys, but they're veterans as well too. So it's just for us to have the right mindset, and we understand the opportunity that we have in front of us. This is a very special group. We have a really good group, a lot of high expectations, and it's almost like embracing that and going out and getting it done.
Al, first question. Your reaction to being older than your head coach?
The what? Oh, the being older. Nah, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's really nothing there. I mean, I can't. That to me, it's actually pretty cool because I've been in the league that long, and still in the league, I feel like going strong. So it's pretty cool.
And then obviously, 15 years in, you've seen it all, but you probably you haven't seen what you just experienced over the last 3 days, how can you, as a veteran, help some of the younger guys, even maybe Jason and Jalen, kind of smooth this over and keep it moving? I mean, you have to have a keep it moving kind of mentality in this, I guess, but also kind of recover.
Yeah, no question about it. I think, my biggest thing is always looking at perspective, and understanding what we have in front of us. We have a situation, to your point, but we can't dwell on anything like that. We have all these expectations. We have this new season coming about, and like I said at the beginning, it's like, man, we spend the whole summer, and it's like all I could think about was like, man, I can't wait to this point, really tomorrow. First practice, get after it, start working on it, and start building this back up. It's a big challenge, and last year it took us time to kind of get it going, and this year the hope is that we're in a much better position from the beginning, and that's one of our goals.
Hey, Rob having surgery, missing the start of the season here. You've seen him go through a lot of injuries, including the one he had last year. What's kind of your message to him to bounce back from this and move forward? And what do you think your role is going to kind of be without Rob out there to start the season?
Yeah, unfortunate there with Rob's situation. But my biggest thing to him was, he has to make sure that he feels right, and that he's able to recover, and that he's healthy, and we know he's going to put in the work, and we have to kind of hold it down until he gets back. So for me, I have to step up a little more. Grant's going to have to step up a little more. Luke, whichever one of our bigs, we just have to step up and do a little more. And even some of our guys, whether it's, JT playing more at the floor or whatever it may be, I'm not sure about all that, but like we all just have to do more, and he gets back. And hope that once he's back, he's healthy and he's good to go, and because he's such a big part of what we do. So it just makes everything so much easier for us. So this is just, a challenge that we're facing, and we just have to, find a way to overcome it.
Final two questions for you, Al. First, John.
You talk about these challenges, Ime, Rob, all of that stuff. The rest of the East has gotten tougher. There are teams that have made some significant moves. Do you guys feel any pressure? Because you talked about last year, it took you a little while to get going. If something like that happens again, there's a real risk of falling behind some of the competition in the East. Do you feel pressure to come out right away in the face of all these challenges and perform and not risk falling behind these guys?
No, for me, it's more about how we're playing and how we're building and how we're doing things. I really believe that as long as we are preparing the right way, that we're improving, and that we're playing a certain way. I feel like if we're playing a certain way, how we need to play defensively, engage defensively on offense, playing how we want to play, free, moving the ball, playing fast. If we do those things, I'm good with it. So I feel like as long as we're playing at a good way, I feel like wins and losses, that's going to take care of itself. So my biggest thing is for us to make sure that that we're having starting tomorrow, that we're building everything the right way as a group.
Final question, Butch.
Al, you talked about learning from last year and putting it behind you. But when you look back at the experience before you put that in the closet, how much did it whet your appetite to get back there again? And what did you learn from that experience you waited so long for?
Yeah, a lot of motivation to be able to get back to that position. But I also look back and I see how hard it is to get to that point, and to understand that, we have to start back up and build that up. But I just, really motivated experience, being in that kind of stage, final stage, and just learn, how to continuing to close out game, and about, you know, being in different situations, and we faced it many throughout the playoffs, first round, second round, you know, conference finals. So just learned a lot about our group, and I feel like we were thrown in very many different situations. So as a group, I felt like we grew a lot, and as a player, I felt like I learned a lot as well.
Thank you all.
All right.